Hi, today is our first episode of VYAPT Growth Series Season 3, and our guest today is Mr. KanwalDeep Singh, CEO, MD, and board member of Mubea India. He has been instrumental in driving growth of Mubea India and transforming it as per the demands of the market. Let's hear more from him. Hello, Mr. Singh. Nice to have you in Season 3 of VYAPT Growth Series. Namaskar.
Hello, Namaste. Hello, Pankaj. Good morning. How are you? And Happy New Year to you and the viewers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, and wish a very happy new year to you and your team as well. We are
Yep.
expecting a lot of growth coming in for this particular year in the automotive industry, and what better person than you can answer some of our curiosities this year. And since this is the first episode of our growth series, season 3, we are really excited to have you on our platform.
Pleasure is mine.
So I'll move on with my first curiosity, which is
Yes.
which are the growth strategies which have been very effective in establishing a strong foothold for automotive industry?
Yeah, I think the automotive industry is an integral part of the manufacturing industry, which is roughly 9 to 10% of the GDP. So that itself speaks volumes of the automotive industry. But over the years, I would say that from a strategic perspective, the availability of new technologies in the market and the new models in the market has been really instrumental. If we look at when we started our career about 25, 30 years back, the vehicles which were available in India were about 20, 25 or 15 years older compared to the Western world or the more developed world. And now you have the vehicles which are being launched in India at par with the global vehicles. Of course, when you talk about technologies, I think in Indian automotive market, all the new technologies are available. How well are they supposed to be used, or whether they are useful is still something to be assessed and seen. If you look at the latest technologies like ADAS or anti-braking system, ABS, or it started with the driver airbag. Now we're talking about about 6 airbags in the car, and we're talking about lane assistance. We're talking about tire pressure sensors and all these things. All these things were alien to the Indian automotive industry, about 5 years back, and now even entry-level vehicles are coming with some of these technologies. You look at the new cars coming out from the Indian manufacturers; they're up to mark and at a competitive level with the global automotive manufacturers. So I think it would be right to say that India has arrived on the market, and with its growth strategy, and which is also linked to the GDP growth and the per capita income increase in India. Means if you look at the vehicular penetration into India, means about 10 years back it was about 21 cars to 1,000 people. Today it is about 31 cars to 1,000 people. Not Here we should not only consider the complete country, but if you look at the developed cities, the A class cities and the B class cities and the C plus class cities, the vehicle penetration is above 300 cars to 1,000 people, and goes up as high as 650, 700 cars per 1,000 people in places like Goa and Delhi. So the aspirations of the people are growing. Unlike the West, there is no decrease in applications of driving licenses. Automobile still remains an a desire for people to have, and I think the automotive industry in India is acting and reacting in the correct manner. Where if you see in the last year, the major chunk of the sales came in from the SUVs. So the whole segment has changed. A couple of years or 5-10 years back, the small hatch market was the market to be in. The Alto segment, and today it is the over 10 lakh rupees vehicle is the segment to be in. That's the majority of the sale. And I think all the OEMs are playing correctly, and this is the range where they're able to bring in new technologies, bring in new features in the vehicle. You have cars with internet, you have cars speaking to you on Apple Play and on Android Auto, and all these things. I mean, so cars are becoming a place to live in, and our automotive guys are not leaving any stone unturned to be there.
So you've been optimistic around the growth of the industry, and that's how it has been, and the numbers are actually around it.
Yeah.
Our second curiosity also comes around being relevant and from the sustainable business point of view. So how can you drive a sustainable business growth and still stay relevant? And are there any emerging trends or areas of focus you foresee driving the growth?
Yeah, definitely. If we go back and look at the automotive industry, would you have believed that we would have jumped from Euro 3 or Euro 4 to Euro 6 or Euro 3 to Euro 5? Means at that time it seemed impossible. The world would come to a stop. There would be no vehicles for sale. It happened, when we are talking about emission norms, when the FAME 1 came in, it was so difficult. Oh, how would we react to it? And there we are, overcome that. In the two-wheeler segments also, the Euro 4 norms came into picture. And even before that, when the leaded and the unleaded fuel started about 10, 12 years back, the unleaded fuel was available only in Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai, and when they said that, okay, unleaded fuel would be available all over the country, there was such a lot of doubts. I think India is a very, very dynamic country, and despite what it looks like and what the West feel like, I think we adopt technology much more quicker to anybody else. So similarly, I think now the buzzword is environment, sustainability. I remember a time when there were a lot of small scale industries which used to have labor and not giving them minimum wages. Today, it's hard to find a company which is not paying you minimum wages. It is hard to find a company which is employing people below 18 years old. So those things which were very relevant and very prevalent in the industry have gone. It was people working for 12 shifts round the clock and 24/7. Not getting holidays, all that has come. So if you look at things, everything is coming. So sustainability and carbon footprint is the new buzzword which the industry is talking. Everybody wants to reduce carbon footprint. Look at solar. Solar installations in the factories were far and few 5 years back, and today practically every factory you walk into, especially in our field, in the automotive field, every factory you walk into, you have some kind of solar installment over there. And not only that, different states have different rules. You see people buying open access solar, and a lot of large companies I know where they have to buy cars for their own employees, they are switching to electric. Uh, diesel is almost a passe or a thing of pure need, I would say, where somebody has to travel 150 kilometers, 200 kilometers a day or something. But CNG, look at them. It was only Delhi which was CNG. Today, if you look at the big three, the top three manufacturers of India, without naming them, they all have a huge range of CNG coming in. So environment is necessary. It is something which, if I would say, we have spoiled in the last 50 years during our own generations. We need to probably bring it back to at least what was given to us, to give it to our next generations. And you look at mobility as such, not only automotive. Delhi carries about 3 million people plus on the metro every day. Imagine those people on the road. What would you be talking? Actions in the building up of the infrastructure. I am a drive enthusiast, and I've driven from Pune to Delhi a couple of times, more than a couple of times, and the roads between the cities are fantastic, and the new highways coming in from Bombay to Delhi, and all the new highways from Delhi to the all the major capitals in the north of India, where they want to reach every place in 2.5, 3 hours. Uninterrupted traffic will also lead to environment benefit. So I think sustain and today we really feel that spending on green energy or spending on solar energy is an expense, but you do any kind of calculation in the long run, it pays you back, not only in terms of the environment benefit, but also in terms of your bottom line. To top it, most of the customers today, when you're giving a quotation to them, they are asking they're asking you your initiative towards going green. At Mubea, we have a global target and a very stiff target that we would be carbon positive by 2035. We have formed globally a lot of alliances to manufacture green steel. Mubea is a steel, primarily into steel. So the moment we are able to really generate green steel, I think that would be a very big step, not only for Mubea but for the whole country to drive sustainability and remain relevant.
That's wonderfully answered, Mr. Singh. You rightly talked about the more green we would be, the better our environment would be, and the better we would share our environment to our next generation. My curiosity three, or the next curiosity, is around your diverse market. So looking at a diverse market you cater to, how crucial do you consider the adaptation and localization of products to generate further employment? And a sub question to this is, are there any specific technological advancements that have significantly contributed to the success of this industry over the few years?
Yeah, at Mubea over here, with the various products we manufacture in India, we happen to cater to the entire range of OEMs in the passenger car vehicle market, and reasonably decent in the two-wheeler and the off-road market also. I think what works for us is the technology. Mubea thrives on technology, on reduction of weight. So our main focus is weight reduction, and our global philosophy for a new product to go to the customer, or a new product introduction, is that we don't really want to go into a me too product. So it's only product kind of thing. We do. Sometimes it's difficult because the customer always asks who else is using it, and we say, oh guys, you know what, you're going to be the first guy. That is kind of difficult, but I think more often than not today, the OEMs are interested in launching new technologies. We are working on a new product right now, which you'll be able to see in the market next year, by the end of next year, in a very nice vehicle. So that would be the introduction of the sixth product in India. Of course, Mubea globally is into many more products. And I think crucial has always been bringing the right technology into the country at the right price. And when you talk about the right price, India is not a market where you give them a German product at a German price. They will not accept it. They want a German or an American or a Japanese product at an Indian price. So this brings in a very, very high level of requirement of localization. I would point out here that except for certain very, very little parts which are actually not produced in India at a steel level, we are almost local. So, and when we talk about localization, if you look at the Indian automotive from pre-COVID to today, we have grown from about 2.3 million, 2.4 million vehicles to 4 million in the calendar year this time, passenger car vehicles. So that much more steel is required. When that much of steel is required, you're going to get more factories. So it's not only steel, there's going to be requirements of plastics and rubbers and polymers and you name it and everything. So capacities are increasing. And if you look at the core products of the industry, like what I meant, like steel and rubber and copper and aluminum, everything goes into a vehicle, and if the vehicle population or production is increasing, there's a demand for all of this increasing. You look at the big players in the market, the Jindals and the Tatas and the Mukunds and all these guys. From steel perspective, everybody are setting up new factories. So there's more capacity coming, and capacity does not work without people. So and that is in turn bringing in a lot of employment. And you'll be surprised that if you go to some of these very small towns, which we don't really consider them as big cities, and where these steel plants and where these humongous consumer durable product plants are there, how advanced those small cities and small villages are there. You'll be advanced at how populated they are and how cosmopolitan they are. I was in Hampi recently, and it's in the middle of nowhere. And just because you have a very good factory of Mukund and Jindal Steel over there, it was a very cosmopolitan city. so it not only generates more I would say recruitment and this thing, but it also builds new places and brings new centers for the industry and economy. Specific technological advantages, what you said, it is today everybody wants a good product. From our industry perspective, we are going electric. We have going to getting into stricter norms for emissions. So everybody wants to have a lighter vehicle at this, giving the same specifications. And there are many places where steel has been replaced by plastic, somewhere by carbon fiber, somewhere by glass fiber, and somewhere by steel. So as glasses have been replaced by fibers, you have these glass lamps of the cars, and today all the lamps are plastic lamps. So lightweighting technology and electronics and battery technologies will have to be localized, and those would be a technological advantage for companies to grow in the future.
A lot of employment coming in because of the ecosystem growing, and a lot of industries getting generating a lot of employment for the people as they have the next level of growth in the coming
Absolutely.
years. Yes,
Even I'll
yep.
just take it another point. A lot of buzz is around AI, but that too has to be created. It is not born. So if the requirement of AI, we see AI coming into play already in a lot of places, but that also has to be created. That also will require a new skill set for people, and people will have to work on that software and make that little thing work on AI.
True,
Yeah,
true.
uh,
Uh,
you've been asking a lot of questions. I have a question for you. uh,
okay.
and my question is, what drives you to work towards the VYAPT Growth Series? Are you so passionate about?
Oh, then that's a flip round for us. Okay, so uh, okay, so VYAPT Growth Series is basically a tool to drive authentic information, Mr. Singh. And the idea is to generate wonderful cross industries ideas which other leaders can use it. The main important part which we want to share through our series is how different leaders have used different amount of ideas pertaining to growth and has used it for the growth of their industry or for their organization. And since on our platform it is coming from the leader himself or herself, it becomes very critical for the people to accept it. At the same point of time, the relevance of our of the kind of growth which we are sharing to the masses, it becomes easier for them to absorb since it is coming from leaders like you. And hence, this is how we are serving the world through VYAPT Growth Series. We feel that this tool is very, very important because we feel growth is the solution for various challenges the world is facing today.
Well, I think you are on the right path, and I think it is very important for the younger generation and even us to look at how other people and how other leaders are using the information which you get through your series for adapting on their own areas of work and learning. I think learning is a never-ending uh, phenomena. So I think you're doing a very noble job. I would say that.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. So we'll move on to our next round, and our next round is around learning on the go. While the last one was surprise for me, I would, help our viewers to know a wonderful incidents from you. So can you narrate an incident which has been a source of incredible learning for you?
Ah, that's a nice one. You came back. When you spend 25, 28, 29 years in the industry, you have plenty of these, and to pick out anyone is always very difficult. Uh, I think one of the learnings is I would sum it up as nothing is impossible. Once in one of my
Mhm.
previous organization, I was put into a job in a factory which was empty, and it needed close to 1,000 people to be working in that factory. And when I looked at the shop floor, there was nobody, and when I looked at the staff, there were close to about 50 people, which was supposed to be about 45, 50. And my boss asked me, okay, this was late December, and he asks me how many pieces can I get in January, and I said, wow. And so this was a commitment to the OEM that we had to give them an X number of pieces, and we were in an empty plant, and the
Mhm.
OEM had a commitment for export for those number of vehicles, so they had booked the vessels also. So we
Mhm.
went back and told them, guys, it's going to be very difficult in January, and they went and told their headquarters, and the owner or the chief executive officer of the OEM global chief executive officer sent two people to India and said, guys, you know what? Tell them you want this, and I don't want the ship to go empty. And that was no choice left, And so then I came back to my boss and told him that give me 5 to 10 days and give me about 45 workers immediately. I will answer you how much can I give you.
Mhm.
And I think starting from there with those 45 workers, we built those 45 to 600 people within 10 days. We were working about 16 to 18 hours. We were sleeping in the factory, getting up in the factory. We set up an entire ecosystem in the factory. In December in Delhi, you had heaters and you had hot water bathrooms set up and washing machines put in, and everything. So the learning was that in adverse condition, when you look at things positively, that this has to be achieved and there is no way out, you find your way. You absolutely find your way. The very old statement or thing is, a necessity is the mother of invention, is absolutely correct. And we had a commitment of some number of X number of sets, which had to be supported by the end of January, and we gave them X plus delta, and that was a
Oh,
kind of
wonderful.
celebration for us, and that gave us the confidence. I work with that confidence even today. So if somebody comes and tells me, "Ye nahi ho sakta, yeah, this is difficult," and I look at him and say, "Guys, nothing is difficult. It is difficult till the time you don't start." So once you start, you will always find your way. And if you're वो थोड़ा क्लिशे हो जाएगा, बट जैसे अर्जुन को खाली आंख दिखी थी, तो so if you want to be successful, there is really nobody who would prevent it from being. I normally have a very old statement with my colleagues. If some of my old colleagues are watching, they'll remember it. For being successful, the chain is as strong as the strongest link. So if somebody falls weak, you pull him harder. So that's what I say. So in complete chaos, you need to find clarity, and once you're able to see clarity in chaos, you will be able to do things. As again cliche, impossible as I am possible. So I think we should move forward with a lot of passion and a lot of belief. If everything starts with self belief. If you think you can do it, I think half the battle is won. And if you think you have given it completely, nobody has to tell you please burn midnight oil to get this job complete. So that's not what will complete it. Your feel should be coming. I used to be in the factory with some other my colleague, and we used to get 5:30 in the morning, waking up people. Chalo utho kaam karna hai, 6 baje shuru karna hai, and then working with them on the shop floor till 12 o'clock in the night, and tell, okay, go to sleep, don't talk. You need to get up in the morning. So put people to sleep, get them to get up, put them on the work, try to get the maximum output from them, supply to the customer, and from an image for that company, from an image which was very poor, it turned out to be one of the strongest companies, and we kind of achieved rank number 1, which we stayed continuously for 3-4 years, coming from that level to reaching the top of the charts. So I think hard work and belief in yourself, and put in an adverse situation, don't pity yourself. Look at the possibility that you are already at the bottom. Whatever you're going to do is going to bring you up. Yeah,
that's a wonderful incident you shared with us, Mr. Singh. And I think what you talked about is clarity in chaos. I think that's the need of the hour, and that's where leaders get an idea how they can be a little more clearer in the chaos as we go towards the future and foresee the future with whatever resources we have in hand. Wonderful discussion with us, Mr. Singh. I think the kind of narrative which you have set in terms of the kind of industry growth we are seeing, not only just into automotive, but allied industries and manufacturing as a whole, with the kind of sustainable initiatives the companies are taking, and the kind of employment generation which we're looking in the future. I'm sure this year and the year next is going to be great for you as well as for your customers and stakeholders. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for being a part of VYAPT Growth Series. And this was a special one, as this was the episode 1 of our season 3. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Pankaj. It was a pleasure having a talk with you. Thank you so much.